So the super pit, what a super bust.
G'day guys, and welcome back to another video. We are heading north to Kalgoorlie Boulder, that is considered the beating heart of the Western Australian goldfields. Now, Kalgoorlie is steeped in history, from its Wild West gold rush days to its modern day mining boom. And we're going to try and see as many of the iconic sites as we possibly can with the now one night stay that we have planned. Now, it's 2 hours to Kalgoorlie and we've got 2 stops to make along the way to play 2 more holes on the Nullarbor Links. So we'll see you at Widgiemooltha.
Widgiemooltha. See you there.
But yeah.
Par 3, 110 metres. I'm going to play a 2-ball best ball here because I've only bought 4 clubs. I don't think I should use the 8-iron, but I don't think I should use the 4-iron either. I think it's going to go way too far. So let me just see if I can lighten off the 4-iron and get it on the green. Otherwise I'll give it a slog with the 8-iron and see how I go. The last one was the 4-iron. Went over the back as I expected. I don't think I can, you know, rein in these cannons that much. So now I need to pump up the cannons and get the 8-iron to see if we can get up there. Let's see.
Wow. I think they ended up in the exact same spot.
Yep.
Maybe just try the putter now. No? So you just pick the best of the 2 balls?
Yeah. In my rules, yes.
Righto. So are you calling this 2 shots or 1 shot?
1.
Good. Righto. Anything goes. How about you just go over to the hole and drop it in with your hand?
You reckon?
Well, just what are we doing at this point? Putting's not it's not your strongest game. Oh boy.
Son of a bitch, ball, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
Okay, we're just leaving Widgiemooltha. Biggest thing that's ever happened at Widgiemooltha is the discovery of a huge gold nugget in the shape of eagle's wings by a 16-year-old boy back in 1931, I think, and that was what the statue back there was, a replica. And we all know how Ben feels about replicas.
So they couldn't even put the real golden nugget there. Was it the right size, at least?
I don't know, I didn't read that far down.
Very good.
I dare say the replica probably weighs more than the nugget itself. I think the nugget itself was only 1,100 ounces or something like that. So, back on the road, only short little jaunt down the road, 20 minutes to Kambalda for another hit of golf. See you then.
Ciao.
What do you reckon, Ben? How's that country club looking?
Might go in for lunch, get a nice club sandwich, some wedges, sour cream. There were a lot of golf jokes in there. Club, sandwich, sandwich. Oh, you pushed it. Oh, so close. Just dropped back from a 6 to a 5. My caddy here made us prematurely give up on looking for the ball, so I took a drop and played on. But on the walk back, the caddy had a change of heart and wanted to walk through the scrub, and we actually found the ball. So
you're welcome. Ben's just found his ultimate Mecca tourist destination.
Holy shit! Crazy.
Bit of a hole down there.
Dale dug a hole.
I love seeing that vehicle next to the other vehicles. So that's just a regular ute. Looks like a Matchbox car, doesn't it, next to the big Tonka.
So the super pit, what a super bust. No, not really. We got here for a 5:30 blasting. It was on their website, so everyone was around milling 15 minutes early. Everyone had their cameras up. 5:30 came and went. 5:45 we all got antsy and turned our cameras off. I jump on the Kalgoorlie Facebook page, and there was an announcement saying that it's been canned for the afternoon. So would have been good to see that before we all lined up to get to the 5:30 blast shot. But anyway, pretty cool to come and have a look at. Anyway, it is huge, this monster.
So what we did learn is that it is one of the largest open pit gold mines in Australia in terms of size, and it produces 500,000 ounces of gold each year. That's around 14,000 kilos. What I found really interesting is for every 1 million tons of ore extracted, they're only getting around 250 to 300 kilos of gold, which, I don't know, it seems like a lot of work.
They're giving it a good crack.
And those little Tonka trucks there that we saw, their replacement costs are $5.7 million a vehicle. So you wouldn't want to crash one of those whilst on shift, would ya?
Unless you got good
You'd be in a
insurance.
bit of trouble. So in terms of the history of the super pit, it all began back in 1893 when 3 Irish prospectors, one of them, the famous Patrick or Paddy Hannon, pitched a tent and started prospecting. Within days, apparently they'd collected over 100 ounces of gold, and so Paddy Hannon rides back to Coolgardie. They're about 40 kilometres northeast of Coolgardie at this point. He rides back to register their claim, and then news spread like wildfire, and then very quickly something like over 1,400 men were starting to mine the area. And the area has been mined ever since, and is renowned as the Golden Mile, and is apparently considered one of the richest square miles in the world, which is pretty wild.
We went and sat there for about an hour. We didn't get any richer. I don't know why it's called that.
So KCGM now owns the super pit, and they recently celebrated their 30th anniversary, where they poured their 50,000th bar of gold. So I think that brings the total mined gold from the Golden Mile to something like 160 million ounces, which is like 1.7 million kilos of gold in the 120 years that it's been mined, which is just astonishing.
Mind-boggling.
Yes. Now, interesting fact, because I'm full of them, but Kalgoorlie was initially called Hannon's Find for obvious reasons. And I think it was in 1984 that they changed the name officially to Kalgoorlie. So, yeah. So now we are heading back to the caravan park, and we're going to head out for a pub dinner, which we're absolutely fanging for because we have
sick of chicken tendies.
Yeah, we've eaten
frozen chicken tendies
out of the van over the Nullarbor for the last week, and I really want to see a fruit or a vegetable. So
Let's see if they got
let's
them
go. Here we go, Ben. You play the ball as it lies.
This isn't a dirt fairway that's going to break my clubs.
I don't want to hear about your excuses. All right. No Ben's pub rules for the next 2 holes. Thoughts on the Kalgoorlie golf course, Ben?
Oh, hole number 10 is lovely. It's like bloody carpet the whole way down. As long as I can keep it on there, that's okay. You get into the rough and you're in the dirt. Wonder if you have to hit off the dirt.
You play the ball where it lies.
Yeah, in the dirt?
Yes.
You wreck your clubs.
That's the way it goes.
Not the way it goes.
Jeez, that was a nice shot. Not bad at all.
Par 4.
This is a par 4. This will be your 4th shot if you get this in.
You don't say things like that.
Oh. All right, the Golden Mile.
No, you're still there.
Hole number 18, par 5, 450 metres. Ben's just told me that his best drive is about 250.
I think so.
Thank God he's got a good driving game because his putting game is shot. Wow, I think you might hit those people. What? That's no bigger than what we passed on the
This way!
Oh, where?
Look, this way!
Oh, this way.
Holy moly, look at that little boy on the back of a truck. I'm just a little boy on the back of a truck. Crazy. Yeah, anyway, Shell, what were you saying? I just want to rewind the footage and see a grader that you saw on the side of the road and thought that's why I said, quick!
Not a grader, just a 3-trailer truck. And I was like, man, we were seeing way longer on the Nullarbor. And I'm thinking, oh, well, I'll film it for him.
Ben seemed really excited to get the GoPro out, so I better film it for him. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Off to Coolgardie we go.
So our time in Kalgoorlie has come to an end. I think all up we were there 18 hours, yeah. Which we wouldn't recommend. Kalgoorlie has a lot to do in it, and our initial plan was obviously to stay a few days, but of course that plan became a victim of the Nullarbor as well, trying to get back on to our original itinerary. But we had 18 hours in Kalgoorlie, and you know, we tried to see as much as we could. So Kalgoorlie is more than just mining. It's a town with a bit of a colourful past, and we figured that no visit to Kalgoorlie could be complete without acknowledging its
exotic past,
unique social history. So of course I'm talking about the infamous Hay Street, which in 1902 became Kalgoorlie's red light district, and it's now home to what claims to be Australia's oldest operating brothel, the Questa Casa. And I use air quotes because on the tour that we did yesterday, we learned that there actually hasn't been any ladies working out of the brothel for at least 18 months. So it's open, but I don't know if we can say that it's currently operating.
Yeah, at some point you just got to remove that plaque from the front wall of your building that says still operating.
So Questa Casa, or otherwise known as the Pink House, claims to have been in operation for 120 years. And as we said, we did a tour yesterday at the low price of $35 per head, and they run tours every day at 3 p.m. The madam that's owned the business for 32 years runs the tour. In terms of what the tour consisted of, we were sat down in a little room, kind of like a waiting area, and there we sat for the next 1 hour while she told us a bit of the history of the place and regaled us with some of her more unique and interesting stories. And then the actual tour part of the starting stalls, where the ladies used to stand in there to garner business, and then 3 rooms? Yeah, three rooms.
3 working rooms, as she said.
Yeah. Probably took 10 to 15 minutes. Now, probably the most interesting piece of information that I got was learning of Kalgoorlie's containment policy, which was an informal or unofficial government policy which restricted all sex work to just one street, that being Hay Street, and essentially in doing so created the red light district. Now, this also placed a lot of regulations on the brothels, those that ran them, and also the workers themselves. One being that the workers had to live on the premises of the brothel and weren't actually allowed to visit anywhere in the town. For instance, the cinema or the hotels or town centres. So that was interesting to learn, and I think that was rescinded, I think she said in the year 2000.
Yeah. But tell them about why. Do you remember why? I thought that was interesting. So because there's all escorts and that are without brothels now, they're travelling escorts, they fly in, fly out, if you will. some of these ladies got a bit annoyed by the rules in Kalgoorlie, so they employed solicitors and the likes to investigate the laws and try and find loopholes. What they actually found was the solicitors went into it and they went, nah, the council's just made that up as a bit of a bylaw. There's no actual legality behind it. The police have just been enforcing this thing for however many years you said, with no actual legal backing. So the online, you know, traveling escorts basically turned up to town, showed the detectives that used to run the containment procedure, and the police basically backed off, stopped doing inspections of Hay Street, and said, oh, okay, we can't enforce anything we've been doing. And since then, it's just been like any other town, if you will.
So yeah, bit of an interesting, quirky little stop off at Kalgoorlie, but now we're on to Coolgardie.
What have you learnt so far, Shel?
Well, we've learnt that Coolgardie is often referred to as the mother of the Goldfields, and it was the birthplace of the gold rush of 1892. But we were really surprised to learn that at the height of the gold rush in 1897, Coolgardie was actually bigger than Perth. It was the third largest town in WA, and it serviced something in the realm of 25,000 people, and it had 3 breweries and 2 stock exchanges. So,
are the breweries still around here?
I'm not sure. We're here in Ben Pryor Park, which was established and named after Ben Pryor, who was a prospector in the 1930s. And basically it's an open air museum full of unique historical mining and farming equipment. So it's pretty cool, a bit different.
Yeah, cool for stopping and walking around.
Yeah.
And I like anything that's free. What have you found here, Shel?
So this here is a night cart. So in the era of outside toilets and no sewer systems, the night cart man did the rounds by collecting the sanitary pans.
What's a sanitary pan?
I.e. a shit bucket. Each evening or during the early hours of the morning. What a job, eh?
So, an old school Kenny.
An old school Kenny, yes.
Wackadoo.
So usually I really enjoy visiting historical places, even if they are no longer operational, but I don't know, visiting Coolgardie's railway is just, it's a little depressing. It's a bit sad. Vandals have probably spoiled it for everybody. They've had to board the place up. You can no longer look through the train or the railway. So the railway officially opened and the first train arrived in Kalgoorlie back in 1896, and it essentially ended Coolgardie's isolation. All of a sudden it was mere hours to Perth instead of a few weeks. And it meant that they could obviously get supplies a lot easier. But it shut down in the early 1970s, I think 1971, when the railway was rerouted around Kalgoorlie. So it's sat empty, closed down for 50 years now.
Very sad. The pigeons have moved in.
Passing through Merredin, continuing to head west towards Fremantle, but we thought we'd stop off at the Silo Art, which is a 35-metre high artwork that was completed in 2017 by a Perth artist, and it took 200 litres of paint, so a similar volume to what was required for the Kimber artwork. 70 to 80 paint rollers, 10 paint brushes, 2 boom lifts, and it took him 14 days or 168 hours to complete the artwork. Now Merredin is considered the heart of the Western Australian wheat belt, and the Merredin silos are actually the largest grain storage bins in the southern hemisphere at 610 meters long and 59 meters high. And it's not these ones with the artwork, they're actually the long almost like building or shed that you can see there behind.
G'day.
Good morning. We're waking up here in Caravan. We stayed out the back of the Caravan Hotel last night. Free camp. They just asked for some type of donation at the pub, whether it's a few drinks or a meal. We had both last night. Food was reasonable, really, and we were lucky. We were here on a Saturday, and they had karaoke.
Thank God. We actually met in with a function that was happening. It was good.
So that provided plenty of entertainment. But the park out the back of the hotel's just a really large gravel flat site. So yeah, pretty basic. No amenities. There's not even any bins. But it was a nice place to be able to stay hitched up, park for the night, so we can head on to today. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap this video up here, guys. So again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to keep up with our adventures.
It's free. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything.
If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to tune in next week as we head further west into Freo.
Yeehaw.
We'll catch you then.
Check out these death traps. Drop a wheel in there, you wouldn't be coming in. So just thought I'd jump in here and give you an update on how the Ford's going. So it's been exactly 1 week since last Friday when the car broke down just outside Yallata at the beginning of the Nullarbor. And at that time, I think I told you last week in our video that the RACV or RAA, I think they're called here, were saying that it could take up to a month for them to find a backloading truck from Perth to pick up our car and take it back to our hometown. And what we found out today is that the car has been picked up and it has just arrived back to the dealer where we bought it. So it's been delivered there, and they're going to start to have a look at it and see whether it is a warranty job or not and go from there. So at this stage, they've been Ford has been notified. They've said we agree to take a look at it. Obviously the mechanic on the side of the road that picked us up said, oh no, this is definitely a blown engine. I have no idea about cars, so we take his word for it, and as far as we know, a blown engine is covered under warranty because we were doing everything legit and legal. So hopefully Ford see it the exact same way that we do. So yeah, I suppose that's all I've got to give you at this stage. We'll see what I can tell you and jump in the future and give you an update then.